Hey everyone, Sneptorka here, back for another reaction video. We have the Halloween special, new heroes coming to Fire Emblem Heroes. It is called Special Heroes Altered Future. Best guess is that we got Peony in one of them, and spoiler, it is Peony. I mean, it's on the thumbnail. People are kind of disappointed by it because they're sick of OCs during our seasonal banners. It's like the perfect time to show off our favorite lords and ladies throughout all the games in the special banners, and for some reason they just keep going back to the OCs. So I kind of understand where people are coming from. That said, there are some OCs that I really liked. Peony is kind of in the middle. She's not necessarily my favorite, but not my least favorite. Anyways, this is a Halloween banner. Halloween banners generally are kind of a dud for me, but let's go ahead and see what we got. Trick or treat! Okay,
if
so
they're offering
really going
thanks for the blessings of the land, do you suppose they'll thank me as well?
Cavalry. Okay, good.
I'll surprise them.
Lee of the Land. Okay. Same buffing in there. Transformation effects is in her B skill. Nice. Speed shackle, defense shackles. Okay. I'll take a look at the full kit later. It's kind of a bummer that they're going with more OCs. I thought maybe it would just be like one OC. But what do you think of this? That animation sucks. I'm just gonna be honest. Yeah, the animation sucks. Is Gale?
Of course I'll help.
Gale Force missed. Ooh, okay. New type of Gale Force. Alright. Peony. I hate the bell. I hate the bell bottom.
Tonight's dreams will be sweet as candy for sure. I'll trick them.
Peony's keep getting bigger each time she comes out with a new wall. Seems very simple kit. Okay, so now we have the shadow version of Shove. Is Shove just like... Shove is just like one... We have the Smite version, right? And the reposition of the swap, so... Yeah. Okay. Shove isn't that useful.
Yes.
I think most people would prefer Smite. That's not saying much.
Boo!
I wonder what they're trying to show us here. Oh, I guess they're trying to show us her weapon, but not really impressed with that. Demote is a male? Oh, yeah. Who would have thought? Some people are saying Premier.
New York going to join the festival together. Not a bad thing.
Oh, yes, another armor. He looks pretty cool, though. Premier, if I remember correctly, he was, oh, I can't even think of his name. His dad was king. His dad's been out in the game forever, and I can't even think of his name.
Trick or treat.
Kanagus?
How can you expect to scare them when you yourself tremble in fear?
Spanner sucks, man. This sucks. I can't believe there are so many good units out there, and they just keep doing OCs. This sucks. I'm so irritated. This such a shitty banner. Halloween and Easter are my least favorite seasonals, and then they go on top
scare
of it
them off.
and they decide that they're not even gonna bother. They decide that they're not even gonna bother doing any Fire Emblem actual heroes anymore. It's Fire Emblem OCs. I've generally been a person who's not really complained that much about that. This in particular. But this now, I'm now at a point where I hope people don't pull on this at all.
Act surprised.
I mean, we haven't seen any skills, so I mean, that could be broken. That might be the highest number I've ever seen in a. That might be the highest number I've ever seen for a banner. And then the demote is. Someone was complaining about it being having Screamer on there, but no Renal. Yeah, garbage. I don't care. So, if this banner is saved, it would be. I'm just gonna be honest. If anyone pulls on this banner for aesthetics, it's gonna be because of her chest. That's freaking massive. That's bigger than like any of her alts or
Offering
anything.
thanks for the blessings of the land. Do you suppose they'll thank me as well?
So let's do the quick
them.
rundown. I've been trying to make these quicker, and every time I do it, it's like it doesn't get quicker. It just it gets even slower at times. So let's see. So she's got a buff for allies, granting attack and speed +5. And special cooldown count -1, and it increases the follow-up attack necessary for the speed difference by 25, and you can trigger potent follow X%. So she's got a really good buffing potential for all of her allies, which is really nice. This seems like a unit that's going to be like huge, like Gale Force primo territory. If unit is transformed, it gains the, I'm just going to call it the standard buffing effect. And the standard buffing effect is attack, speed, defense, res, gain equal to the number of allies times 3 + 5, max 14. It's the same every single time. And it does the same thing. It will increase damage times 5, so up to 25, or sorry, is it 25 or 15? Yeah, I think it can be up to 25, and it can reduce, damage times 3, which is 15. So it's all there. And then in addition to this, it also grants special cooldown count -1 to unit before first attack, and decreases speed difference necessary for follow-up attack by 25. Would allow it to trigger another follow-up attack. Okay. And it triggers potent follow X% during combat. So, it's definitely a Gale Forcing unit, to be honest. It has the normal Beast Dragon transformations, but it also has this here, which is interesting. If unit is transformed or unit's HP is greater than 25% at the start of combat, restores HP by max special cooldown count value times 3 after combat. So for this one, 5, it restores HP by 15 every single time. That's pretty awesome. So we have Gale Force Mist. If unit initiates combat, when unit special triggers. I can't remember who had this before now. I thought this was a new ability. Grants another action unit, and then if unit initiates combat, reduces damage from foes' attacks by 40% during combat. It must have been recently. I just don't remember which unit had it. And then we have Attack Speed Excel and then Moonlit Slumber, which gives Kanto remaining +1 minimum of 2. It has the increased transformation effects. Let me make sure that it is the same. Yes, it is the same as other increased transformation effects, which basically means that you just need a beast or dragon ally, in a certain number of spaces, or you need to have less two or less of like human allies. There was one weird transformation effect, I believe, last. I can't remember which one it was, but we had it in like the last unit banner that was like a solo transformation effect. It was really weird. But don't have to worry about that one on this one. This is your regular increased transformation effects. At the start of turn, grants reduced the percentage of foes' non-special reduced damage by X% skills by 50% during combat to unit and allies within 2 spaces of unit for 1 turn. Inflicts speed, shackle, and defense shackle on closest foes and foes within 2 spaces of those foes through their next actions. Inflicts attack speed defense -5 on foe, neutralizes effects that guarantee foes follow-up attacks, and effects that prevents units follow-up attacks, deals damage equal to 20% of unit speed, and reduces damage from foes' attacks by 20% of unit speed, and unit's next attack deals damage equal to the total damage reduced from foes' first attack during combat. Okay, so this unit is like the ultimate... It is the ultimate Gale Force support unit, I think, right now. Like, if you want to do Gale Forcing in Aether Raids, you want this unit. Everything in her kit, from her B skill to her weapon, is designed to improve Gale Forcing. Then we have Attack Speed Bellow. I don't know if we've gotten a Bellow skill before. At start of turn, units within 2 space finale grants attack speed +6, grants special cooldown charge +1 per attack during combat to unit and allies within 2 spaces for 1 turn. That's amazing. It's just, there's so much in her kit to just help your entire team Gale Force in Aether Raids. Grants bonus to units attack speed equal to 2 plus the number of allies in the map with the special cooldown charge +1 per attack during combat. Status effect active. And deals damage equal to the number of spaces from start position to, so it's like Excel. Is it Excel? I gotta get them right. No, it's not Excel. I can't remember the name of the ability. Yeah, no, it is Excel. Number of spaces from start position to end position. This is pretty crazy. Everything in her kit is revolved around making Gale Force amazing. So if you really enjoy Gale Forcing in FeH and in Aether Raids, this is a unit you want to get. Period. The end. You want to have this unit. Which kind of sucks, because I honestly, with all the OCs on this banner, I don't want anyone to pull for this banner. So
tonight's dreams will be
we have a new
peony,
peony, a new blue flying peony, very original. We have Spooky Lantern, enables Kanto remaining minimum 1, grants +3 speed. At start of turn, grants Kanto 1 to allies within 2 spaces of unit for 1 turn. This is awesome. So one of the other peony units, I can't remember which one, also grants Kanto 1 to allies, but that's only after you've used Dance. This just gives it to everyone at the beginning. And I can't tell you how much in Aether Raids it is nice to have something that just like quickly allows you to Kanto so you can move people around and get them in the right position. It's a nice thing to have. So that is really useful. We have, oh my gosh, these late night releases. For allies within 3 rows with 3 columns that are in unit, grants attack speed +5, neutralizes penalties on ally, and ally deals plus damage. And ally deals +10 damage during combat and restores 7 HP to ally after combat. So a lot of buffing for your allies. Honestly, it'll work well in conjunction for this to be a Gale Forcing one alongside the Nepthus that just came earlier. And the reason is like having Kanto 1 on all your allies just in case is really helpful if you're kind of you're trying to position everyone in the right way in an Aether Raids, because maybe you have to block someone in. However, the other side of that is that most units that you're going to be doing Gale Forcing with already are going to have Kanto in their kit, so it's not that big of a deal. If there's an ally within 3 rows, 3 columns that are on unit, grants bonus to their stats equal to the number of allies. So basic ally buffing. Unit deals +10 in damage, reduce damage for foes' attacks by 10, and neutralize effects that guarantee foes follow-up attacks and prevents and effects that prevent units follow-up attacks during combat. So that's all for her. Overall, I don't think she's going to be like a really spectacular offensive unit, so you shouldn't use her for that. But it's a nice, it's a nice buffing. This is more of an Aether Raids or maybe PvP type of unit to have. We have Pleasant Night, grants another action. So it's a dance ability. And if Canto has already been triggered, re-enable the Canto. That's really nice. Grants Spectrum 5, Reflex, and Empathy to the target ally and allies in all cardinal directions. Reflex, if I am correct, that is the Black Knight ability. I could be wrong, but I believe that's the Black Knight ability, which makes this extremely good. And then we have Defense Res Cantrip 3, which is Defense and Res -7 and Exposure to foes in cardinal directions of unit and target through their next actions. Cardinal directions is kind of an outdated mechanic, so that's not that great. And then on top of that, we have Shadow Shove, which is like all the other Shadow skills, except for now it's a shove ability. To be honest, this is just another premium dancer, and I say just another because once you have one of these, like you don't need multiples of them. So if you have a premium dancer already, you don't necessarily need something like this peony. Would it be nice to have? Yes. But if you have something like, I don't know, like the Plumeria from earlier this year, just as an example, or you have like one of the attuned fairies that came, be about a year ago now, those kind of dancers, like once you have one of those premium dancers, a lot of them, they're gonna last for a long time. So the real great thing in this is having Reflex in Pleasant Night. If that's something that is needed, go for it. But otherwise, there is another unit that can give that. I believe that would be the Dual Maids from the August Maid banner. So if you have Ingrid and Nana, they also can give Reflex to people. So, it's kind of like if you need it or not. Overall, if you have a premium dancer, I would say skip. Don't worry about it. It's not a huge deal. Nephthys is definitely the better choice right here. We have Skirmir right here, which is given a pretty good kit, even though it looks like he'll be a demote. So, unlike the last banner, they went back to giving a level 4 skill in the demote, which is nice. This is a demote, by the way, right? Yes. Okay. I just need to make sure. I didn't want to give false information. So he has Praying Fang, Accelerate Special, Count. He'll inflict attack defense +6, imbue, and special cooldown charge +1 per attack to unit and allies within 2 spaces of unit for 1 turn. Transformation, if he's transformed, he gets basic buff effects, and then he will also get damage reduction and damage increase effects based on his defense. That's what all this jargon here is. 20% defense, 20% defense, 20% defense. They're talking about extra flat damage and extra flat damage reduction based on your defense. Transformation effects here: Ignis, Wily Fighter, and AD Far Save. He is a savior unit. Don't know how I feel about another savior unit. The only problem with this guy is since he's a demote, you're going to have to build him up. He's got a decent PRF, but it's nothing too special. So I think his stats will kind of tell us how good he's going to be. Do they show us his stats anywhere? Doesn't look like it. All right, let's move on to this next one. I think this artwork is, I think it's terrible, if I'm going to be honest. Yeah, this artwork's terrible. Like, not only do I not like the fact that it's OCs again, like, this artwork is terrible. And Freya, she had the massive, like, the biggest breast reduction ever. And they also did the same thing with Freyr, just so that they can make her like the child in the. I don't know what they're thinking. I don't know what other art he's done, but this is not one of his best. and it's just a bad choice. Oh man, I'm so salty about this duo unit. We have Nightmare Staff. This is a tome, a colorless tome. I'm gonna say clear tome. It is a colorless tome. Accelerate special trigger. At start of turn, if unit's HP is greater than 25%, you'll get dodge, speed and res -7, sabotage, and a penalty that neutralizes non-special. So it'll neutralize miracle effects on the closest foes. That's going to be very useful. I don't think it's necessary right now, but you're going to find some situations in which it will be needed, because there are some units out there that have that miracle effect that are really irritating to deal with, and this will help deal with that. I think once you have one of those units, you don't have to worry about having multiples of them, to be honest. At start of combat, if unit's HP is greater than 25%, grants bonus. Okay, so we have standard bonus features, and then it'll grant a bonus to the unit's attack equal to the max cooldown count value times 4, and reduces damage from foes' attacks by 20% of unit's speed. And also, if unit speed is greater than foe speed, foe cannot trigger specials during combat. Okay, that effect right there is exceptionally good. But it also means that most of her skills are going to be just based on her speed. So we have Comet, which is a new special. When special triggers, boost damage dealt by 200%. This is insane. This is going to be like the new premium. This is going to be the new premium. Yeah, this is going to be the new premium option for probably only for mages. At start of turn, grant special cooldown count -1 unit, so you're already going to be at -3. Reduces damage from foes' first attack by 40% during combat. And that's it. Well, I think everything is tied into her speed stat and this special right here. Let's see what else there is. Maybe there's something I'm missing. We have attack speed, Aria, pulse on blades, and they have Haunting Choker. For foes within 3 rows of 3 columns centered on unit, inflicts stats -5 on foes, reduces damage, percentage of foes non-special, reduces damage by X%, scales by 50% during combat, and also, if foe has bonuses, inflicts a penalty on foes' stats, and grants a bonus to foes' combat target, and grants a bonus to the foe's combat target's stats during combat equal to the current bonus of the foe's stats. This is the standard nightmare choker that is always on any Freya unit that comes out. In addition, though, this may be different from what she usually gets. At start of combat, if unit's HP is greater than 25%, inflicts speed and res -X times 4 on foe. X equals the number of bonus effects active on foe, plus the number of penalty effects active on foe, which adds up to a lot with the Haunting Choker. Neutralizes effects that guarantee foes' follow-up attacks, and reduces effects that prevent units' follow-up attacks, reduces damage from attacks by X times 20%, and reduces damage from attacks by an additional X times 3 during combat, and restores 7 HP after combat. Okay. A lot of damage reduction there. Like, I don't want to get too in depth because there's so much math involved in FeH right now. But basically, you are getting out of this your standard Nightmare Choker that you get out of Freyr. Plus, you are also getting an extra boost to your speed and res. Plus, some neutralization of follow-up attacks. And then you are also getting a damage reduction through that as well. A lot of damage reduction. So, it's going to be mostly a defensive ability with some speed tied into it. But most of this will be defensive because, I mean, you are reducing res speed, which is going to help out your defenses overall. Overall, it's kind of an okay kit. I'm not too excited for it. Dodge is kind of outdated by these days. It gets negated really easily. The neutralization of Miracle is helpful, but if you've already got units that can do that, it's not a huge deal. I think the biggest thing is going to be Comet. If you want Comet on another character, I think people will pull just so that they can fodder this to a different character. and not use this unit. I think that's what's going to happen. Overall, I think if you are a Gale Forcer, this is the most important unit. If you are not a Gale Forcer, I think the entire banner is a skip. I'm probably going to throw my freebie to this Nipthus here. It's by far the best looking art on this entire banner. Let me look at Skirmir again. Skirmir's he's okay. I don't like the color scheme that they used on him. Looks kind of dumb. I love how he looks like a total badass with the Mii stick, but I mean, the rest of it, I don't really like the color scheme on him. So, I mean, this is what we're given. I already don't like Halloween that much, and then they give us this dud with OCs. I don't know what they're thinking, but okay. So, it is what it is, and unfortunately we have to deal with it. I don't know if we'll get any good heroes, standard heroes in the middle of this month. That usually can be a hit or miss when it comes to September and October. So you may just want to start saving for when you may want to just start saving for when the ninja units come out in November, because those are always usually popular. And if we need anything more than ever right now, it's super, super powerful nukes to deal with these stupid units that can just ting ting all the time. So that's my opinion. Honestly, I think this is a skip. I think you should skip this banner unless you are Gale Forcer. Grab yourself a copy of Nipthus. Comet will come on different unit banners. Don't freak out about getting it right away. But that's pretty much it. So I hope you guys enjoyed this reaction. I tried to make it quicker. I don't know if I really did a very good job. I may need to reconsider how I do these to make them quicker. So we'll see. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Neptorka out. See you guys.